Imagine a human standing on the head of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Not running, not screaming, just standing there, like he has conquered the monster. Now freeze that image, because 66 million years ago, that human did not exist. No cities existed, no roads, no history, no language, no YouTube. Nothing that looks like us had any right to be here. The world belonged to them. And on one ordinary morning, a T-Rex lowered its head into a river. Blood dripped from its jaws. Dragonflies moved over the water. Giant trees breathed in the heat. Somewhere nearby, smaller animals hid in roots and mud, trying not to become food. To that dinosaur, this was just another day. But above the clouds, something was coming. Not an enemy, not a storm, not a volcano. A rock. A mountain-sized rock moving faster than anything alive on Earth had ever seen. And by the time the first dinosaur looked up, it was already too late. This is not the story of how dinosaurs lived. This is the story of how the most powerful animals to ever walk the planet lost everything in a single day. For over 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled Earth. That number is almost impossible to feel. Human civilization is only a few thousand years old. The pyramids feel ancient to us. But to the dinosaurs, the time between the pyramids and today would have been nothing. A blink, a breath. They were not failed creatures. They were not weak. They were not stupid monsters waiting to disappear. They were one of the greatest success stories life had ever produced. They filled forests, deserts, floodplains, coastlines, and islands. Some were heavier than trucks. Some were faster than horses. Some had horns, armor, feathers, claws, beaks, crests, tails like weapons, and teeth built to tear flesh from bone. They owned the land. Small mammals existed too, but they lived in the shadows. They were tiny, nervous creatures, hiding under leaves, inside burrows, beneath fallen trees. They came out mostly at night. They survived by being small enough to be ignored. No one watching Earth that morning would have guessed that those little animals would inherit the planet. Because the age of dinosaurs did not look like it was ending. It looked permanent. The sky was bright. The oceans were warm. The forests were loud. Herds moved across open land. Predators watched from the shade. Eggs sat buried in warm soil. Young dinosaurs followed their parents through the trees. And then the universe interrupted. The asteroid was roughly 12 kilometers wide. That does not sound large until you understand what it means. It was not a falling stone. It was a city-sized mountain from space. It was moving at tens of thousands of miles per hour. It crossed the sky so fast, the air in front of it compressed, burned, and turned white hot. It hit what is now the Yucatán Peninsula in Mexico. The impact did not simply make a hole. It punched a wound into the planet. The ground vaporized. Rock became gas. The sea was thrown aside. A crater nearly 150 kilometers wide was carved into Earth. The explosion released more energy than billions of atomic bombs. Near the impact, there was no dramatic running scene, no final roar, no heroic last stand. There was only instant disappearance. But the truly horrifying part is this. Many dinosaurs far away from the impact did not die immediately. They had time to witness the world change. First came the light, a flash brighter than the sun. Then the ground began to move. Earthquakes shook the land with a violence no animal could understand. Coastlines were swallowed by waves. Mega-tsunamis raced across oceans. Forests cracked, fell, and burned. Then the sky began to rain fire. The impact blasted molten rock high into the atmosphere. That debris traveled around the planet and fell back down like burning glass. Across huge parts of Earth, the air itself may have become deadly hot. Leaves ignited, nests burned. Animals fled without knowing where safety was. For the first time, predators and prey ran in the same direction. Not because they had changed, because nothing was hunting anymore. The planet was. And still, this was only the first chapter. Because the asteroid did not just kill with fire, it killed with darkness. Dust, ash, soot, and vaporized rock rose into the sky and spread around the world. Sunlight weakened, then vanished behind a choking blanket of debris. Days became dim, seasons broke, temperatures dropped, plants began to die. Then the animals that ate the plants began to die. Then the predators that ate those animals followed. This was not just death. It was a chain reaction through every living system on Earth. The biggest animals suffered most. They needed more food, more space, more energy. And suddenly, the world could not feed them. The giants had survived floods, droughts, predators, disease, and millions of years of change, but nothing had ever prepared them for a world without sunlight. The plants did not return. The forests did not recover fast enough. The giants kept walking through a planet that had already stopped feeding them. One by one, the largest bodies vanished first. Then the hunters followed. Then the nests went silent. But life did not end. Deep underground, inside roots, mud, and darkness, the smallest creatures kept breathing. Tiny mammals, hidden survivors, animals the dinosaurs had barely noticed. They did not win because they were stronger. They survived because they were small. And millions of years later, from those shadows, came us. So this was not just the day dinosaurs died. It was the day the world changed owners.